Behind Sean Diddy's success lies a web of accusations and secrets that have been ignored for decades. Today, we are laying out the story piece by piece, and the ending will shock you. Stay tuned till the end, and if you find this breakdown eye-opening, don't forget to like and subscribe. The rhythm wasn't just in the music, it was in the way he moved through the world. A syncopated step between the spotlight and the shadow. Sean Diddy Combs, the maestro of reinvention, built an empire on a foundation of hustle and celebration. But in the gilded halls of his mansions, beneath the thump of the bass, a different beat played. A chilling, relentless tempo of silence paid off with money and fear. This is not the story you heard on the radio. This is the story of the beats that dropped in the dark. Our tale crystallizes around a single pivotal night in 1999. The scene, a Times Square recording studio, pulsating with the energy of New York. Diddy, then Puffy, was there with his girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, and his protege, the rising rapper, Shyne. An argument over spilled champagne sparked a firefight. When the gun smoke cleared, 3 people were wounded. The aftermath played out like a carefully choreographed video. Shyne, young and impressionable, took the fall. He went to prison for 10 years, steadfastly refusing to implicate his mentor. Diddy walked. His team spun a narrative of a tragic night where he was just in the wrong place, but whispers from the inner circle suggested a different script, that the weapon was passed, that the expectation of loyalty was absolute, and that a young man's future was the price of the boss's freedom. It was the first major public lesson in the Combs doctrine. There is always someone else who will hold the bag. Then there was the case of Tupac Shakur. The East-West feud was a cultural wildfire, and Diddy, as the head of Bad Boy Records, was squarely in the center. The notorious 1994 Quad Studios robbery, where Tupac was shot and humiliated, is a festering wound in hip-hop history. Multiple sources, including those close to Tupac and his label head Suge Knight, have long alleged that Diddy had prior knowledge of the setup. In the 2023 lawsuit filed by Tupac's estate, it's claimed Diddy was directly involved, a micromanager of the violence meant to intimidate a rival. While never charged, his name is forever etched in the circumstantial evidence surrounding the incident that many believe lit the fuse for Tupac's murder 2 years later. He danced on stage at the Source Awards while the genre bled in the streets. But the most haunting shadows are not cast by rivalries, but by those who came too close to the sun within his own orbit. Enter Kim Porter, the mother of 3 of his children, his on-again, off-again love for over a decade. Her sudden death in 2018 from lobar pneumonia was officially ruled natural. Yet to those who knew the dynamics, it felt off. Friends of Porter spoke of her fear in her final years, of possessing the receipts on Diddy's world, the parties, the business, the secrets. They whispered about her plans to write a tell-all. Her death, they alleged, was too convenient, shutting down a vault of information just as Diddy's empire was facing new scrutiny. No evidence brought charges, only a lingering, painful question mark that her loved ones still carry. The alleged crimes weren't always about taking life, but about stealing souls. The catalog of civil lawsuits paints a picture of a predator who used his power as a weapon. Musician-producer Lil Rod's 2024 lawsuit is a horror novel, detailing alleged druggings, sex trafficking, forcing him to solicit prostitutes, and coercing him into sexual acts. It describes a rape room in Diddy's homes and claims Diddy was complicit in the murder of an anonymous associate in a New York garage. These are allegations, yes, but they form a pattern repeated by others, assistants, artists, models, all telling similar stories of a man who believed his wealth and status made him untouchable, turning his homes into privately owned ecosystems of abuse. So why was he never arrested for these deeper, darker claims? That's where the real story lies. He built a fortress of fear, Witnesses recanted, security footage malfunctioned. People who threatened to talk suddenly found their careers evaporating, or worse, faced intimidation. He surrounded himself with a phalanx of loyalists and enforcers, creating a buffer zone between his actions and the law. He mastered the art of the payout. Settlements were not admissions of guilt, they were business transactions, the cost of doing business. NDAs were thicker than Bible paper. He spent millions making problems and people disappear into the silence of sealed court documents. He wielded the shield of stature. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a brand, a job creator, a philanthropist. He partied with politicians, was feted by the media, and built a persona of the ultimate success story. Cops took pictures with him. Who would believe the accusations of a struggling producer over the word of P. Diddy? For decades, the music was loud enough to drown out the screams. The parties were bright enough to blind you to what was happening in the corners. But the beat, that dark, syncopated rhythm of consequence, never stopped. It was just waiting for the world to stop dancing long enough to hear it. The raids by Homeland Security in 2024 on his homes were not the beginning of the end, the echo of a truth that could no longer be contained. It was the sound of the fortress walls finally cracking, of whispers becoming sworn testimony, of the shadow finally catching up to the man. The law may be finally ready to hold him accountable, but for a quarter of a century, Shyne operated in a realm beyond arrest, a gilded kingdom where his will was the only law and his currency was the lives and silence of others. The story of his crimes is a testament not to his innocence, but to the terrifying power of money, fame, and fear to build a prison for everyone, except the man who holds the keys.